Hi, this is LeeAnne and Agassi reporting for UNN as a field messenger. I wanted to show you today how much food is possible to grow in a very small space because that's all I have at my house. I moved in September 2021, so I've been here almost 2 years. The first thing I did actually was buy a worm bin, and I composted my kitchen scraps in that all winter. I kept it in the garage in the coldest part of the winter. And then come spring, I started building these raised beds around the perimeter of my little yard. But I didn't have the fence yet, just the beds themselves. So in this side, I have just a narrow bed. And here's where I grow different kinds of mint for my winter mint tea. I like mint tea. It wakes you up. This is my asparagus bed. This is the second year growing it. And this is a spider flower, I think it's called. The natives used to use them at the edges of their gardens for attracting beneficial insects. I managed to get one of those from the nursery this year. And here we have a volunteer cherry tomato. It came up from seeds dropped last year. And this is another volunteer, but it looks like this was from the San Marzano Italian paste tomatoes I planted last year. So they're doing good, but they're not ripe yet. There's one starting to get ripe. It's taking a little longer because, of course, all spring my little dog was eating the green tomatoes off. And also in here are about 5 little lemon trees that I started last year from seed. They're doing very well. They've doubled their growth this year. And then in this flower pot is my basil. I've harvested this about 4 times this season. I got a lot of it. This is my latest harvest here. And in this flower pot, some more volunteer petunias and snapdragons. And next spring, I'm pretty confident that I will get passion fruit. I love passion fruit. It's so expensive in the grocery store. I always tell people starting out, what is it that you love to eat that costs the most to grow? To buy. Because whatever costs the most to buy that you can't live without, you should try to grow. So you see here, I have the remate on this last bed here. And this is my fall planted greens. And they're starting to sprout because the remate does hold in some of the heat while letting the light and the water through. So that should be a good crop. This is my worm bin. And you'll see the bucket at the bottom. This is where the excess liquid drains through the worm compost from the rain. And this is a concentrated fertilizer that I put in my pots, indoors and out, and I put on my beds. So I just put it in the watering can, probably fill it up to 1/3 full, and then top it up with water and water things with it. It works very well. You can see on the top, these little holes for the rain to go in and keep the worms moist. It'll go in the garage through the coolest part of the winter. So you can see I've got a trellis attached here because I've planted some fall peas. Peas like cool weather. You can see they're coming up. These are bush peas, but they still get up to about 3 feet high and start to fall over. So I thought this corner would be good for keeping them kind of up in the air a bit. And then this is my little herb bed. In the back, the taller, bigger leaves are sage, which the caterpillars got pretty bad today. Or not today, this summer. Caterpillars were bad this summer, little green ones. And in this little bed, there are strawberry plants that are ever-bearing, so they're coming into their second crop. I've had a few of them already. These were strawberries that my dad had in hanging baskets for years. And when he moved into assisted living, I took one basket and put it in here. I'm lucky I have any because the dog dug them all up repeatedly and chewed them up. But now that my fence is up, they should really take off. Over here, that's a hot serrano pepper. It's got a few peppers hanging on it. I got this one late, so I'll get a few peppers. That's about it. And this here is a little fig tree that I picked up this end of summer, and it's a shorter variety. I shouldn't get as big as the usual, but it's supposed to have very good tasting figs, so I can't wait for that to start producing. That'll be nice. And over here I've got some cosmos, flowering maple. Those are just going to be annuals. And then I've got a miniature bell pepper, and we've got lots of peppers on it. There's a little one there. There's some bigger ones here. That big one there is about as big as they get, and they'll start turning color soon. I don't know which color these ones are going to be because it was a multicolored package. Could be red, purple, yellow, I don't know. And then I have a rosemary tree here, or bush. I'm hoping it will survive the winter because it's very close to this wall. And there should be some heat coming off that window to keep it just warm enough not to freeze. Behind that, I've just got some chrysanthemums that somebody gave me as a potted plant and I threw in the garden, and they're getting ready to bud here. They're a fall bloomer. And here I have a little, this is an Amish pimento pepper. So they get about that big and they should be turning red soon. There's quite a few of them there. Just another little sweet pepper. And then that tomato you see is just a volunteer cherry tomato growing from under the hose reel. It just grew out of the rocks. That's all I have here is rocks. I plan to get them out of here, but for now I have rocks. So I'll just step back and give you an overall picture. This really is not a very big yard. So yeah, this is my little garden.